Putin's peacekeepers. He's genuinely serious. So these are peacekeepers, keeping the peace, all sanctioned by the UN. I'm sure they've got little blue hats and all that. No, this is an international meme, as everyone can tell. I mean, I'm kind of bored of talking about Russia, Ukraine, who isn't? But it's...
As I was saying right before we came on, I know barely anything about the whole Ukraine situation because I've got the very little Englander attitude of it,
It's
which
foreign,
is
don't care.
Yeah, foreign. It's over there. It's not on the island.
Yeah,
don't care.
And the very roundabout way, I think we'll end up there as well. But I wanted to go through, of course, the latest news because this is big and worth talking about, I think. And as you can see here, this is the signing. So you have Putin there on the right, and then the two representatives of the two breakaway republics, as they are now known, at least within the Russian sphere, in the corner over there, signing an agreement in which Putin recognizes that they are independent states and totally not meme countries. I'm sure.
I'd love to be a meme country. Come on.
So we go to the next link. We can see, of course, that as reported, Putin said he was going to send peacekeepers, as he called them, to the two separatist areas of Ukraine. And the BBC ran with that. As you can see, Putin promises peacekeepers, and people being a little bit annoyed about the BBC calling them peacekeepers, because it's a bit of a joke. And yeah, that is the point. And if we go to the next one, we can also see Reuters correcting themselves, as they put it, saying, correction, Putin orders Russian troops into Ukraine after recognizing the breakaway states. We are deleting previous tweets that use Putin's description of peacekeepers in referring to the troops. So this is where the word comes from. It is Putin called them peacekeepers and everyone else just ran with it. And then wait, hang on, yeah, that is a bit dumb. Because he's clearly just having a laugh at us at this point, which...
And why not? Our media is that gullible and stupid, they'll just go along with the whole thing. So why not just sprinkle a few memes in there, you know?
Why not? Yeah, they're peacekeepers. Are they sanctioned by the UN? What?
Putin's just pushing it to see how far he can go. Yeah, they're going to hand out ice cream and chocolates as well.
Yeah. There's tanks of... Yeah. No, there's one thing we can say. If there's anything we can say about this, the whole thing is funny.
Yeah.
If we go to the next one, we can see some people claiming, or at least I've seen multiple videos that were taken, at least claiming to be throughout the night, of different military vehicles just arriving in eastern Ukraine, in the separatist regions, and people saying that this is the Russian military peacekeepers turning up in all their APCs to keep peace.
To enforce peace.
To enforce peace, yes. just like all the other times.
Are you being peaceful, citizen?
Yeah.
Be more peaceful.
The big no-no about this, of course, is that Putin had been claiming forever that there were no Russian troops in Ukraine, and everyone knew this is a lie. And I don't know if you have, but there was a great video made by a Vice journalist back in the day when they were good, who just found this guy, Dombayev, in the Russian military, his VK page. He's in the Russian military right now, and then managed to find photos he'd taken in Ukraine, and then stood at the same place and took a photo to prove the point. So it's like, well, we all know that they're all there. So it isn't really a change, it's just an open admittance now that he's sending his military into there, which, yeah, I mean, it's not nothing, but it's also just not really a change in the status quo, I would think, or at least the reality on the ground. But if we go to the next one, we can also see some celebrations, as they're being reported, of people in Donetsk setting off fireworks and having Russian flags and praising Putin. All spontaneous, I'm sure.
We just decided to do this.
Well, no, I mean, no, unironically, there are going to be Putin supporters in these regions because of the protests and whatnot.
I know some people from sort of Eastern European areas who are very, very pro-Putin.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying these people are all paid actors or something, but this situation is, of course, quite absurdist, and you would have expected a referendum on the issue that the international community could all look at to make sure it's free and fair, but nah, not doing that instead. And the question I had, because I spoke with, you saw Jason Miller and whatnot earlier, and I was speaking to them about it, and the other chap, Matthew, he made the great point of just well, this isn't really useful for Russia either, this whole situation, because now you've got to take care of these two republics and pay their pensions.
Yep.
And
expanding a state is basically just bringing more people under your care, if you want to put it that way, which is just effort.
Incredibly poor regions that have just been through years of war. It's not really a grand prize, right?
No, let's see what's behind the curtain.
Yeah, this is not piles of gold or oil fields. It's
hundreds of refugees.
Yeah. So if we go to the next link, we can see the Ukrainian response, which is, of course, the Ukrainian president here just saying that the Russians have kind of wrecked the peace efforts. Yep.
Yep. Sending in military tends to do that.
And I think we're a bit past that. I would have thought Crimea and all that would have done, but okay, yep, absolutely correct. And
Reuters is only just catching up.
yeah, and I thought we'd just go through because a lot of people are seeing this as a disaster and or a massive deal or a huge change in the circumstance. And I tried to, on all these things, not give an opinion because, quite frankly, other people's problems.
Not English.
Yes, I agree with you on that. Not England, don't care.
Yeah, simple as.
But there is the funny aspect of this, which is it just becomes another meme country by the looks of it, or at least this is a great opportunity for it just leave it as meme countries in Europe. And if you can see on this, so this is just the Donetsk People's Republic Wikipedia page, and if we go to the next one, you got what is it, Luhansk People's Republic page, and claiming to be breakaway republics, of course. But they're not the only ones in Europe, for many people who will know. And if we go to the next one, we can see some examples from Georgia, back when Georgia tried to join NATO and then got invaded. And then a couple of breakaway republics were formed and have been there ever since. Kind of like right now. Which, yeah, so this is South Ossetia. And then if we go to the next one, you've got, what is it, Abkhazia as well, which meme countries. Recognized by Russia, no one else. And
can we get some Kekistani flags in one of these?
why not?
Yeah, why not? Just Putin, you've got a sense of humor about this, obviously. So go on.
Yeah, and if we go to the next one, we of course have the literal meme country of Transnistria, which isn't from Russian invasion. Instead, it's Russians just seceding from Moldova and then getting recognized by the Russian Federation as well. I mean, just I've featured it before, but look at the flag. Like, look at the flag there, the hammer and sickle. It's
just rubbing our faces in it.
Yeah, I mean. The East is apparently littered with these memes, and we have two more memes, and, well, that seems like an easy out, I would have thought, to this whole situation, which is we now just accept, okay, there are some more memes, and Ukraine's going to look like Georgia. We can go back to caring about Ukraine as much as we care about Georgia, which is...
Not at all.
I don't.
Yeah.
Foreigners, who cares? And, of course, I've seen some, let's say, pro-Russian sides also comparing this to Kosovo and saying that's a bit of a meme, and, of course, you can make some comparisons. I'm not going to, because... I don't care enough about geopolitics, but that is what has been mentioned, so I thought I should mention it. If we go to the next one as well, there's also just the question of, like, who cares? I've heard Carl mention this a million times because he doesn't care about geopolitics in this regard at all. And if we scroll down, you can see the exports of Ukraine, or at least there should be a whole bunch of boxes. So if you keep going, John, there should be a whole bunch of boxes, as you can see there. Do you care? Do you care deeply about corn?
I don't eat corn.
Do you care deeply about wheat? About iron ore? It's not gold or oil or anything.
I would need to know more about the economics of the rest of Europe and where we're getting our corn, wheat, and iron from.
There's nowhere else we could get those things.
No, exactly.
As John has said before, it's like, who cares about some countries that have the economy the size of a Mars bar? It's like New Zealand's economy is twice Ukraine's. New Zealand. South Korea's is twice Russia's.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that one.
It's like it's not. This isn't global war over two superpowers anymore or anything. It's two countries that kind of are a bit.
It's a bit of a spat.
Yeah, I mean, there's nukes and it's all important and all that. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, come on, like these aren't the richest places on Earth to be giving a huge toss about. But if it goes to the next one, there is of course the proper response, as you would say, from the Western side. As you can see, Russia today, so reporting on NATO, saying they condemn what Russia has done. Yep. You would expect that. If we go to the next one, we can see the sanctions that have been brought up. So you see here the US saying that they're going to bring sanctions because they don't know what else to do, and presumably that's the only thing they can do. We go to the next one, of course, we have the UK, who are also saying we're going to do sanctions. I will get back to GB News in a minute, but it's just the UK saying they're going to do sanctions. And the next one, we have the EU also saying that they're thinking about sanctions because they don't really know what to do, because it's the EU. It's not as unified as, say, the other two, of course, where we can just do it. And there are diverse opinions on the matter.
More bureaucracy equals less efficiency.
Yeah.
Shook.
Different interests. But if we go to the next one, there is something that we added just before we started, which is noteworthy, which apparently is that the Nord Stream 2 pipeline to Germany has been frozen, or at least on the certification side, it's been frozen now. So there's that as well. The minister responsible said no certification of that pipeline can happen right now.
Okay.
Right now.
Right now.
Kind of gives her I don't really take it that seriously, but okay, yeah, that's a thing. That's a sanction, you can say. And what was the response in Russia? Or at least in the Duma? There was a fierce debate within the parliament. Much discord. Who knows how they would vote? razor-thin margins on the vote.
I know what votes are like over there.
Yeah, as you can see here, 400 to 0.
Every time.
It's good to know everyone's unified, at least.
We all just came to the same conclusion.
Yeah, very well. I mean,
Maybe they did.
If you're a Russian nationalist, of course, or anything, I mean, what were you expecting them to vote on this matter? So, I mean, possibly just the case, but also it is very funny. I mean, 4-0 is always going to be funny. And if we go to the next one, we can see the reaction from the Duma themselves, who were clapping a lot. It was a bit weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did anything happen to the first one to stop?
No.
He wasn't escorted out, was he?
It's not reported missing.
Okay, not yet.
No, I mean, we can't say anything after... You remember that Labour Party conference video where they were clapping for a solid, 5 minutes about the death of their comrades?
Well, yeah, you know what socialists are like.
Yeah, and some of that was mentioned as being the same here. And if we get to the next one, we can see some of the response from the other Americans, so not Biden's administration, for example. We can see Donald Trump Jr. here saying, don't care. Not us, simple as. Which
Donald Trump Jr. stepping up for North FC.
So someone's saying, why is the populist right not caring about this? And he says, that's because there is no American interest that justifies our intervention in Ukraine, unless, of course, you consider all the shady deals Hunter Biden has going on over there to be an American interest, which I could see some sympathy with, which is, again, the perspective of don't care foreigners, which...
And why should we care? That's my question. It's okay, why should I care? Are they going to be dropping nukes on England? Probably not.
Well, no.
Then why should I care?
Yeah. I mean,
is Greg still going to be there
that's
next,
the weird
next
thing.
week?
Like, the British establishment and a lot of the Western establishment is obsessed with Ukraine. I don't get why. It's such a thing.
Do they think it's going to be Holodomor 2 or something like that?
Maybe. I don't know.
Is that what we're expecting?
I don't know.
Is Putin going to starve them?
Not my major subject. But let's continue, because I may not care about the geopolitics, but I do care about memes. And memes are very funny. And of course, we can see here Joe Biden's tweet, which has also become a bit of a meme in recent times, because this is when he was campaigning. Vladimir Putin doesn't want me to be president. He doesn't want me to be our nominee. If you're wondering why, it's because I'm the only person in the field who will ever go toe-to-toe with him. You just lost. So, good job, boy.
Also, Putin's seeming better and better by the minute with that sentence.
Yeah, there's also a lot of people bringing up an old clip of when Mitt Romney ran. I'm not bigging up Mitt Romney, of all people, but he is right. Let's go back to the old clip. So as you can see, this is when President Obama did a big old dunk on Romney by saying that the 1980s are calling for their foreign policy back because Russia isn't a geopolitical enemy of the United States ever. Yeah, not looking good. Obama being wrong. Big shock. But let's move forwards, because we can also see some discussion that people are having about the states. This SMP MP who decided to propose that there was a referendum in 1991 about Ukrainian independence. That means nothing's changed. Therefore, don't worry about it. Doesn't really make sense, because that's 1991. Quite a few things have changed.
It's been 31 years at this point.
Yeah, and it's not like 31 years of blissful peace that we have on this island where nothing changes for 1,000 years.
Kurt Cobain and Nirvana topping the charts in 1991. Where are they now?
Yeah, however, some people do think it is still 1991. Specifically, the leader of Belarus, Lukashenko, who just gave this interview this month, and I thought we'd take a look because it is one of the funniest things I've ever watched.
Okay.
Let's enjoy.
Ну, у вас там красивые формы, а что у вас на погонах?
Герб.
Герб, да?
Я подполковник по званию, я же не могу себе генералиссимуса звезду повесить или генеральскую. Путин полковник, обещал мне полковника присвоить. До сих пор не присвоил.
Ну, полковника кого может присвоить Путин?
Российская армия.
Ну, как вы себе представляете, что президент независимой Беларуси является полковником российской армии?
Ну и что? Это же моя проблема, а не ваша. Пообещал, делай.
Но вы же в российской армии-то и не служили. Вы же служили в советской армии.
Советская. Она была и российская, и белорусская.
Конечно.
Присвой мне звание полковника советской армии.
Но советская тоже не может, потому что тогда будут говорить, вот, мы говорили, что Путин хочет восстановить Советский Союз.
Ну, хорошо. Вот. Ну что, пусть хочет, и что?
Ну
что тут такого?
Не,
а что ему
запретить желать?
prohibiting him from wanting things. We should probably...
Yeah, we should describe it because it's in foreign for people listening. So Lukashenko just says that Putin promised him the rank of colonel so he could wear colonel armbands. And the interviewer was like, well, of what army? And he says, well, the Russian army. I was like, we haven't served in the Russian army. Yeah, but I served in the Soviet army.
But that means that they'll just say Putin's trying to revive the Soviet Union.
And Lukashenko says, good. Why shouldn't he? And he says, what are you proposing? Prohibiting him from wanting things.
It's so good. The complete lack of care given to any of it is like, no, he promised. I want it.
Everyone in the room is laughing except Lukashenko, who honestly looks dead serious, and you kind of have to take him seriously.
He's just like, give it right now.
Give me the thing. And then the later on in the interview is like, but if you both have rank of colonel, then what? And he says, well, Putin can make himself a general in the Soviet army. I don't care.
I just really want to be a colonel. I want the fancy badge.
Oh yeah, so it's the wild east. Again, may not have a care for foreigners doing foreign things, but foreigners doing funny things, that's a different matter.
Oh yeah. And the east is full of meme magic. So.
Yeah. And speaking of meme magic, there is also the official accounts of the Russian Federation.
Oh my god, I didn't notice that was the official account.
Yeah, so this is the official embassy of Russia in South Africa, decided to tweet out some memes. Because, of course, meanwhile in Ukraine, and it's the guy from Pulp Fiction being like, nothing's happening.
Yep.
Because nothing's happening.
I love when they obviously let the interns just look after the social media accounts.
It's probably a guy in his 30s, honestly. He's got nothing better to do.
This doesn't stop him from being an intern.
How many Russians are in South Africa?
I don't know, 3? 2 of them interns?
Yeah. He's gone out drinking with 50% of the population.
Yeah.
He spent the rest of the time posting memorinos. And speaking of memorinos, we can look at one more, which this wasn't meant to be a meme, but it really came across as one, and I really find it funny.
Oh, I saw you post this.
GB News tweeted this out earlier. Russian-Ukrainian war could kill 50,000 people and lead to horrendous suffering in Europe. Don't forget to subscribe to GB News YouTube channel.
Don't forget to smash that like button, fellas.
If you want to have A10 strafing Donbass in the next week, always hit the bell button, folks. Give this a share if you hate Putin or love Ukraine. I don't care. Just hit subscribe, damn it.
Hit the like button for Putin. Love heart for Ukraine.
No, I mean, I guess we'll end this segment on that. If you love Putin, subscribe. If you love Ukraine, give it a subscribe and a like. I'll give it a toss.
If you like them both, subscribe to the website, why don't you?
Yeah, sign up to lotuseaters.com if you want to see more memorinos. If you enjoyed that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to subscribe and get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as this video. This is a premium video, The Politics of Watchmen, which John Wheatley and Harry did together. Now, if you'd like to find out what else John's up to, you can follow him on Getter at John Wheatley on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.